Hello, and thank you for clicking on this video. So I wanted to ask you, are you easily offended? So I've kind of mentioned this in a couple videos ago, I believe, or so. But so I wanted to actually ask you a question. Are you easily offended? It just because it seems like there's quite a few people that are easily offended. So I wanted to bring this up and ask you, and if you answered yes, uh, life must be hard. Okay, so first of all, I must say, life must be hard. If you're easily offended by what others say, um, or even do, so I want to bring this up. So first of all, if you are easily offended, um, you must rely on what others think about you in some way. I would have to figure that. Um, and so I want to bring this to your attention because the thing is you can't control what people do, think, or say. If you think that over 8 billion people in the world should all act the way you think the way you think, and all that, you're in for a very disappointing life. Okay. Or it so there's a couple of things to this. You either identify with what people say about you, or you just have an ego and think that everyone needs to follow what you think and say all the time. I mean, that's both of those are going to lead to a bunch of pain and disappointment. Because really, I mean, I think we all want to feel happy and joyful rather than just pissed off and angry. Um, Maybe you rather be pissed off and angry. I don't know, um, but if you're, I mean, I would. Life's a lot easier and more enjoyable when you're joyful and happy and all that. So, what I want to bring to your attention first of all is, for you don't, I mean, don't let what other people say or do affect you. If everyone's on their own journey, everyone's learning their own lessons, and maybe someone's dealing with some demons, literally, that they've been dealing with for a long time. Or if you identify with what other people say about you, like for example, if someone calls you an idiot, does anything really happen? I mean, someone calls you an idiot, and then all of a sudden, like, all your knowledge and stuff is just it disappears from your brain, and then you're an idiot. I mean, does that really happen? People can be jerks. People make their own choices, but you don't. You choose how you react to it. Okay. So someone can do something or say something about you that makes you angry, but you have to kind of look at, why are you getting angry? Okay, is it your ego? Is it maybe demons that are scratching that ego, or your flesh that's screaming out? I can't allow anyone to think that. Well, you can't control what people think. Okay, so you just have to admit that. Yeah, maybe you're feeding the illusion in your brain, and if someone else contradicts that, then that gets you gaslighted. But it's a big problem, I think, because it causes conflict. First of all, it causes conflict inside of you, causes conflict between people. And one thing that is true is, like, yesterday's video I talked about, you have to desire truth. The truth is, you can't control what people think, do, or say. So don't allow what people think, do, or say to affect you, to dictate your actions. Have control of yourself. Know who you are. That really helps too. I think some people don't really know who they are, And so they're easily affected by what people say, or who they are, or what they are. And so let me right off the bat here tell you, you are a creation of the Almighty. You are a creation of infinite love. And you are more than what this world tells you you are. And that's for everybody. Okay? But to know that, you have to have a relationship with God. You have to know God. You have to read His Word. But once you know who you are, it doesn't matter what people say. It doesn't change who you are. Do they even really know you? Is it some stranger off the street that says something and then it just sets you off? Life's a lot better when you're at peace. And not only that, but to be honest, in my personal experience, because I've gone through stages, I've mentioned that, I've gotten gaslighted, I've reacted, I definitely still even do sometimes, but I've gotten better at that because, like, when you act out of a place of anger or your ego, your flesh, like, that is blindness. And have you ever done something like that? You just acted out of emotions, and really you make yourself look stupid. You kind of dig that hole deeper for yourself. And sometimes people just want to get a reaction out of you. Don't feed that darkness. Know who you are, be strong on who you are, and act like you know who you are. Or actually, it's better off, don't act like that. Just know who you are. And so when someone calls you a name or whatever, okay, well, that's your opinion and you don't even know me. Okay, so I'm not going to allow that to ruin my day. I'm not going to allow that to take my joy away, because demons are doing this and they play each other against each other this way to feed the darkness. Okay, don't feed the darkness, be the light. But it's not just, it's the best for you, really. And in my experience, when I've gone down that path, when I've actually acted that way in those moments, I would have to say the Lord helped me with words to say in the way I act, because really, I would say, for lack of a better word, the comebacks, when you just speak truth, it shuts down darkness. When you be light, it literally shuts down darkness. This goes back to kind of like, who is your enemy video. That's how you fight these battles. You don't fight darkness with darkness, because then you lose. You lose. You fight these battles by being light, knowing who you are, and really you make those other people look stupid. Because darkness is blind. Truth is real. And I've surprised myself when I've acted this way, the words that have come out of my mouth, because it just shuts them down. And it's kind of hard to really convey that unless you've experienced it. But this world wants to tell you that, yeah, you fight fire with fire. But I want to try to help you if you are offended easily, because there's something that's feeding that. And you have to look inside. You have to identify what it is. Is it maybe you identify with something that's not true? And so when something contradicts that, it offends you, okay? Because it ruffles your world. I kind of talked yesterday about making your foundation to build your house on firm with truth in the Lord, because the Lord is truth. But when you know who you are, when you know that you're a child of God, and the Almighty, all-powerful, all-knowing, infinite Creator loves you and has got your back, there's nothing that shakes that. And it's natural. It's not like you have to hold back anger. It's just natural, because you know. And you know what? This person, this jerky over here, doesn't know. So why feed into that illusion? Why feed into that lie? Why feed into a guy who just wants to gaslight and get a reaction? When you don't react, those type of people, they they will stop what they're doing. Okay, that's just the way it is. When you don't feed the darkness is going to look for another victim. Another, like Satan roams this world looking for those who he can devour. Don't be the one that gets devoured. Be the one that just is the light. And what's and when you walk this walk, the more you walk this walk, the more you be light, more you be love, truth, and peace. It's like, I don't know, some people call it karma, some people call it whatever. What goes around comes around. But life is a lot easier because those rulers of darkness, when they know they can't get to you, like, your life just becomes easier because you don't even face that stuff. But when you give in to darkness, they're going to keep coming after you because they know they can devour you. Okay? It's just like the bully. The bully's going to stop picking on you when he knows he can't pick on you anymore. But he's going to keep on picking on you if you keep giving in and feeding that. So anyways, are you easily offended? Because you really need to look inside if you are and see kind of what the reason is. But one of the main things I wanted to convey is you got to know who you are, and you are more than what this world says you are. Okay? You're not what some random person says about you, or even if it's not a random person. They're not in your shoes. The Lord knows every thought, feeling, scheme, every action, everything that's been done to you. He knows everything. He knows who you are. Just worry about who he says you are, not what other evil people, ignorant people say. And don't allow other people to dictate your actions or how you feel. Be strong. Like I said, if someone calls you an idiot, it doesn't automatically take away all the knowledge in your head and you're an idiot. So, words are words. Like, I remember being a kid, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words would never hurt me. Like, don't allow it to get to you. And life is a lot easier because when you allow others to dictate how you feel and how you act, you don't even control what you do. And you have control. And that does take practice too, especially if you're not used to this thinking. But and you need to involve God. You need to talk to God. But who you are is who the Creator says you are. Not ignorant people. Like I said, we're all children here, no matter what physical age you are. We're all learning. We're all going through our own journeys. We're all going through our own lessons. And just don't, learn, you focus on you, trying to live in the moment, be love and peace and truth every moment. And the more you do that, like I said, the more straight your path it goes. The Lord will make straight your paths. And the easier things happen, and that kind of what I call BS happens less and less, because it's really kind of fed by the rulers of darkness. And if they know that they can't feed off darkness on you, they can't get you into the darkness, it's just weird how things work out. And like I said, some people may call it karma. You can, whatever man's label is, but it's just the way it works. But you also have to have your foundation on truth, because if you identify with something that's not true and someone calls you out on it and that offends you, you have to really look inside, okay? But if your foundation is on truth, love, peace, on Him, He is the rock, it's unshakable. And you don't go through all that BS. You don't go through that pain. So I want to bring this to your attention, because if you are easily gaslighted maybe or offended, really look inside and really go to Him, because there's something wrong there, Okay, now I'm not saying that you're wrong. I'm just saying there's a lesson there to be learned, because you are more than that. You are more important, valuable. You're priceless, and we get caught up in appearances and man-made labels and man-made measurements, which are nothing, because the only thing that's eternal is like I've explained, like everything on this earth is temporary. It's death. And we're all evil. So again, measurements created by man really don't matter. What matters is what our creator, our Lord says, about us. And you have to talk to him to really kind of be led and help. He will help you, be who he created you to be. And when you're in that spot, when you're on that path, life is, as far as the worldly stuff, it's so you see there's so much BS, and you don't get caught up in it. You don't get offended. Okay? So I want to bring that to your attention. Please always comment below, questions, all that stuff, your experiences, your thoughts on this subject. And if you like the video, please thumbs up. Of course, subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Ring-a-ding-a-ling that bell for notifications when I upload videos. And stay strong, and God bless.